Welcome to week 2, gentlemen. Everything is going wonderful in fantasy football life. Unfortunately, the Texans had to fall to the Chiefs, but we'll get them back. Maybe they'll make the playoffs, but I know we will. So let's get a quick recap of what's been going on lately. Um, Starting with our week 1 matchups. 42 versus 99 problems, but you ain't won. I had myself winning that game, and as you know, I dominated. So we'll move on to these nuts and drunk drivers. I do believe I had haters get these nuts winning that game. Despite poor play from his kicker, he showed up in every other aspect of the game. These nuts did indeed get that win, going on to 1 0. Pugs, Panthers. Let's see how that turned out. I think I had the auto draft king winning that matchup, and he indeed, with some wonderful help from Jason Witten late in garbage time. But, garbage time to us, reality, the Cowboys needed that touchdown. So, in fact, Polk Panthers gets that W due to that. Also, Peyton Manning being a big dud right there. Moving on to strippers and flawless victory. I actually had flawless victory winning this one. Deshaun Jackson not playing, obviously hurt, but he had some lackluster performances from all of his superstars, namely Odell Beckham, Melvin Gordon kind of slow out the gate. Andrew Luck did about average, but compared to what Classic Strippers had going on, it wasn't even close. That's my loss of the week. Come on, flawless victory. You're gonna lose again, unfortunately, but things have to happen. They're gonna happen that way. We'll see if your guys can bounce back, but make it a closer race. But I still have you losing next week, buddy. Moving on to my agent is Jay-Z, and Don't Touch Me There. I had Don't Touch Me There winning this one, and it wasn't by a long shot, and indeed the 140 to 142 victory for Don't Touch Me There, he squeaked it out. Not a whole lot of fault. I mean, both of these teams scored about what I thought they'd score. It's just that Julio Jones couldn't put up a 40 burger, and that's what he needed to win. Good on you, kid. Don't touch me there. Next, we got Bull City and Chicago Chalupas. Now, I had Chicago Chalupas winning this one, but I thought Bull City would show up a whole lot better. Sammy Watkins with the goose egg couldn't have helped, but I don't even know if it would have mattered. I mean, Chicago Chalupas had some dull performances from his keeper, Adrian Peterson. Torrey Smith kind of slow out the gate this year with Kaepernick, but still, no need to worry. He had enough to get by. And Chicago Chalupas indeed wins that game. So, for the new guys that, aren't used to me, I have a 3 kind of layers of how I want to sum up the week. You got the most improved, your fantasy dud, and your fantasy stud. Now this week, haters get these nuts very close to winning fantasy stud. Unfortunately, that award goes to yours truly. 189 points, setting the bar high, son. But there's really no most improved. I mean, there's a couple new guys in the league, Bull City, and haters get these nuts. I could easily give that award to haters get these nuts. But, I guess it probably shocked everybody with the 184 that he did get. So I'm going to give that to you, haters. 184, new to the league, new to this format, most improved, go to haters, get des nuts. But there's also a dud, and it also happens to be one of the newbies. Unfortunately, when you don't get a triple digits, you don't score 100, you're more than likely gonna get the dud of the week. Let's see how you got that. Obviously, I said Sammy Watkins already. Yeah, poor performances from your flex and your tight end, and Jamal Charles and Phillip Rivers, their backs are going to hurt if they have to carry your team all the way this year. You're going to have to make some drastic moves, maybe thinking about trading some of these guys. Calvin Johnson also didn't perform for you. On paper, your team looks to be studly, but you, in fact, got the dud. Might want to think about some trades, maybe breaking up some of those, fantasy mogul players and getting you some more steady, 15-point players. But yeah, that's my fantasy dud. Bull City. Most improved, haters get Dez nuts. And your fantasy stud is 99 problems, but you ain't one. Hit me. So, we cleared up all of last week. Let's look at some transactions that were made. Kind of shocking that people in week 1 would go so deep in the freaking free agent pool already. I mean, the first month should be where you spend most of your free agent cash, but this might prove to be a bit of a pain. I mean, 42. Last year's last place winner, Aaron Hill, is currently sitting at $56 on his budget remaining. That's pretty low for having to go the rest of these 16 weeks. There's going to be a lot of things that need to happen. So, Jay-Z is my agent, spending a good chunk of change week 1. But, I mean, he's on pace. If it's going to improve his team, good on him. Hopefully 42, that stuff doesn't come to bite you come playoff time. It may hurt. Moving on to this week's matchups. Everybody wants to know how this is going to go. I mean, I only missed one last week. So technically, I'm starting to become a little prophet when it comes to this stuff. So let's go ahead and start with Lazy Pugs and Haters Get Dez Nuts. Matchup, Haters Get Dez Nuts 1-0. Lazy Pugs 0-1 off of some Peyton Manning garbage. More than likely, if I know Lazy Pugs, he's not starting Peyton Manning until he shows him something. But I did get... I gave the victory to Hater Get Dez Nuts. I mean, his team is looking fairly explosive. Carlos Hyde might be the gem of the draft, especially with Reggie Bush getting hurt. They're going to lean on that guy a whole lot more. I just see more consistency, and Haters Get Dez Nuts. Haters Get Dez Nuts for the victory there. Moving on to Don't Touch Me There and Bull City. Don't Touch Me There 1-0. His lineup is kind of suspect, but when he gets Le'Veon Bell back, LeGarrette Blount is coming back this week. I'd imagine he'd throw him in there, but he's got some wonderful backs. His wide receiver core probably could use a little work. Some trades could easily be in his future. I gave the victory to Bull City because I'm not so certain. I know Don't Touch Me There has expressed concerns with this league. He's even, doubtful to return next year. I hope he returns. He's a champion, but hopefully he can muster enough to maintain throughout the season and get the $1,500 for the first prize. I know he had a lot to prove. I'd really hate to see him leave the Pride League. So, but I gave this victory to Bull City because there's a lot of good players on Bull City squad. They just really couldn't, they really couldn't push all the way through last year, giving them the dud. But I mean, if Calvin Johnson turns it around, and Steve Smith playing Oakland, that secondary is battered to shit. Yeah, I have a feeling Bull City is going to pull this one out in an upset. It's my upset of the week, Bull City with the victory. Panthers, and Jay-Z is my agent. With the auto draft still fresh and none of his players getting injured, I'm giving this one to Polk High Panthers. Jay-Z is my agent. His team is almost just, I don't know. A lot of people's benches could probably beat his squad. But with Julio Jones, you never know. I don't think he can put up a 40 burger every night, so he's going to need some consistent play from his supporting cast. Polkai Panthers with the victory there. Now 42 and Chalupas. Let's get this straight. 42 is 0-1. Chalupas is 1-0. Chalupas probably has one of the better teams, even though they had a lackluster performance in week 1. He's playing some teams that, you know, he might have the kryptonite for his opponent because Bull City got the dud. But AP probably gonna show his ass against Detroit, a common opponent. And DeMarco Murray playing Dallas. I think he's gonna want some slight revenge for them not paying him. And I just look at 42's roster again. Not bad players, just very little explosiveness on that roster. If Julian Edelman can sustain 15 catches a game, so be it. Matt Forte is going up against that tough Arizona defense. Ryan Tannehill probably won't even need to have a field day against Jacksonville because they're going to be up huge. I just pretty sure that Chicago Chalupas will come with the victory in that one. Now, Classy Strippers and Designated Drunk Drivers should be a good match. Classy Strippers 1-0, DDD 0-1. You don't want to get too far behind in any division. And Classy Strippers being in the East definitely doesn't want to lose to anybody because any loss there could send you packing in that division. But let's be serious. Classy Strippers is going to take this one, and it might even be a landslide. Eli Manning going up against that tough Atlanta defense. We saw what they did against Philly, and they're going to probably decimate the Giants. Jeremy Maclin, Mike Evans, C.J. Anderson, Delaney Walker, these are all people that Designated Drunk Drivers is going to depend on, but they're all fairly questionable. I mean, who knows the outcome or their productivity on Sunday? Classy Strippers is playing The Walking Dead. I give that an easy victory to Classy Strippers. Now, for your game of the week. Flawless victory at 0-1 versus 99 problems, but you ain't one at 1-0. So, now, will Flawless Victory have a shitty performance again 2 weeks in a row? I mean, probably not. He did get second place in this league last year. So, I did give myself the vote, but it was with great reluctance. I mean, I expect LaShawn McCoy to play better. I definitely don't expect all three of my wide receivers to have a game like they did last week, but I expect the supporting cast to kind of step it up. Joseph Randle going up against Philly probably want to prove that he can actually be the bell cow and lead this Dallas Cowboys team behind this offensive line, making their justification to let go DeMarco Murray. I have a feeling he's going to have a little added motivation, you know, being a backup to DeMarco Murray. But Andrew Luck going up against that stout New York Jets defense, my apologies. Now, their offense, suspect. But even with all those veterans, they're going to do enough to keep Andrew Luck in check. You thought the Buffalo Bills defense was tough. Wait till you get on Revis Island. That might even pose a bigger threat. But with that being said, Andre Johnson probably will see a shitload of targets due to T.Y. Hilton. Well, that's if T.Y. Hilton plays. Depending on if he plays or not, Andre Johnson can get more targets. Odell Beckham going up against that Atlanta defense, much improved from last year. Luke Kuechly, geez, hopefully he can play, but, you know, he's going up against my Houston Texans. I don't think it's going to matter. They're going to get dominated. Travis Kelce going up against Denver. Their defense looked a little suspect. A little, especially versus some tight ends, but we'll see how that goes. I got myself winning this one. Maybe not big, but definitely at least by 10. And those are my picks for the week, gentlemen. It's good to have the league underway. I just really, really expect great things from all of you. It's sad that 8 of you won't make the playoffs. So it's also sad that, you know, another 10 of you won't make the finals like me and another fortunate individual. So you all take care, be good, and good luck coming up on these games in week 2. That is everybody except TBZ and his squad of flawless victory chumps. Good day, fellas. Good day.